So this was a fun little assignment. And by the way, do you like my avatar? Apparently it has no hands because I'm raising my hands. Anyway, let's figure out what data fill is here. If we have employee number one and I click on the data fill handle, you'll see it numbers them automatically for me. If I do this, where do they work? This is something called flash fill, where you press Control E either on a PC or a computer, and it will copy down using the pattern. So it takes Paul from the first name here, and then it says works in the ice cream, and it gets ice cream from here. Department, his last name is Jones. If I copy that down or do a Control E, it should fill that all in. And sure enough, it does. Kim works in the cookie department. His last name is D. Smith. We have another example here where maybe their email address is the first letter of their first name in lowercase and then their last name and then at mywork.com. And if I do the flash fill, you'll see that it doesn't know exactly what it's to do because it just does P, and that's not the first name of Jamie. So what we have to do is undo that, Control Z. And then I just need to give it one more example. So lowercase smith at mywork.com and Control E, and there it fills it in using the correct names, email addresses for them. Now down here we have another example. So we have a bunch of names made up. I'm going to adjust these column widths so we can see everything here. Let's say we just want the last name comma followed by the first name. Well, we give it a pattern. If we're using flash fill, we give it a pattern, and the pattern is merchant Judith, comma, so merchant, comma, space Judith. So it's going to look at these columns before it, and it's going to see what happens. And so we press enter, we do our Control E to do our little flash fill, and you can see that it has created our list of names for us. Cool. No more trim data left, right stuff. City, state, SIP. So same thing here. Our city for that row is San Diego. State is California. SIP code is 92105. And press enter, Control E, and you can see it automatically filled that all in as well. So if we come up with some sentence, let's just be a little crazy here. Let's just say maybe we want her first name. So her first name was Judith, owes $50. And if we go ahead and take that and do the splash fill, Control E, not the data fill, you can see it doesn't like that too much. And so we have to come down here and say, okay, we want the word owes here. I don't know how it's coming up with that. So we give it a couple examples here. No, still doesn't like it. So let's try it one more time. Maybe this is not the best. There we go. So we needed 3 patterns for it to work from in order to get it to work right. And of course, you'd have to go through and double check things with that. Another example, well, let's just give it down here. So January, this is back to our data fill, February, March, April. If we want to take all of those and we want to copy them across so it goes all the way to December, we just need to fill in that, select them all, and do that little fill handle is what I did to pull them all the way across. Same if you have numbers going down, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, you highlight those and you want it to continue. So let's say we want to just continue it forever and ever. Voila, magic. Same if we want to Control Home to go back to the top. Maybe we wanted to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we want that to continue forever and ever. This is doing our data fill handle. Drag it down all the way. We could do it forever. Magic. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to do one other thing and talk about the differences between relative address, absolute address, mixed cell references, and mixed cell references. Relative addresses mean that when you copy a formula down, that it is going to, I'm looking at my lovely avatar and I'm not sure I like it. But anyway, the sum icon here, click on the sum icon, press enter. Now, when you take that formula and you copy it down, it will automatically change from B6 to B7. So all those numbers are relative, all those cell references. So if I go click, click, it copies that all the way down. I'm going to delete this total here. You can see that the numbers just moved when I copied it down. Same over here. If I click my auto sum icon, press enter, and then if I drag it across, again, they just move relative to wherever you were before. However, if I do an absolute cell reference, we're going to take, this one takes our tax rate and it's going to multiply it by our purchase price. And if we were to copy that down without using an absolute cell reference, you can see that our numbers are not correct. We can save a lot of time by making it stay always in this cell, which is D5. So if we come here to our D5 and we press the function for key, or just put dollar signs before the D, dollar signs before the 5, and press enter. Now when we copy it down, you can see that it will work correctly. And last but not least, we have something called mixed cell addresses. I'm going to do a 10 by 10 multiplication chart. So I need to select all those cells. I need to drag it out to be 10. Drag this out to be 10 as well. Now to multiply, it's just equal this cell times that cell. But if we were to take that formula and copy it down, you can see that's just not correct. So what do we need to do? Well, we know that we want row 3 to always stay the same. And we want column A to always be staying in column A. So up here, if I click on the 3 and I put a dollar sign by that, it means it will always stay in row 3. If I put a dollar sign before the A, that means it will always stay in column A. Now when I take that and I click to copy it down and I drag it across, voila, nice. Please subscribe and like for more. Thank you.